Kellyanne Conway was wildly triggered on Fox News. She does not like being wrong. Kellyanne Conway is the on again, off again advisor to Trump. To be perfectly frank, I don't even know if she has. Let's see how they have her listed here. I don't even know if she has a formal role right now.
Gavin.
I guess she may not. All right, let's listen to what she had to say. She doesn't like what Gavin Newsom is doing. She says he's trolling and it's cringe and only Trump can get away with this sort of thing.
And look at Gavin Newsom. He tried to do this, was it a radio show, a podcast, whatever he tried to do. Now he's busy trolling on social media, and it's cringe, it's falling flat. I'm sure they'll come after me now, who cares? Because Donald Trump is one of one. Only he can do what he's done with social media, with podcasts, in the way he's done it. 900 rallies and counting. The thing that he does that we all miss and don't talk enough about is he just works harder than everyone else.
Right.
And look at Gavin Newsom.
It's that simple. You can't do what Trump does. When Trump does erratic, all night, all caps posts to social media, completely unbecoming of the office of the presidency, Trump's crafted a way to do that is coherent and it makes sense. It's not embarrassing. But when Gavin Newsom does it, that's a totally different story. Completely different story. They can't get over just how furious they are that Gavin Newsom is doing the same thing Trump has been doing since day one, which they supported, except Gavin isn't Trump. Gavin's not orange. He's not separating families. He's not doing the things Trump does. So they're really, really mad that Gavin Newsom is satirically doing something that Donald Trump has been doing, which they have no problem with. The topic then came up, and Kellyanne really gets triggered on this show. The topic came up of Donald Trump wanting to essentially be the curator of the Smithsonian. Trump posting that the Smithsonian has too much woke stuff going on and they're too focused on how slavery was bad, and Trump's going to send his people through there to evaluate each museum exhibit and determine what's woke and what's not. Kellyanne Conway hilariously says, we didn't elect Trump to be curator of the Smithsonian. He doesn't want to do that. And Jessica Tarloff points out, that's exactly what he said he wants to do.
But we didn't hire him to be the curator of the Smithsonian. There are people far more qualified to tell that story. And guess what? I think it's fair. You know, I've mentioned this before, so in front of an audience that didn't necessarily agree with me, like, it should be okay to say Robert E. Lee is a traitor and we should get his statue down. And it should be okay to just talk about this slavery as one of the worst things in certainly American history and world history.
Dana, we didn't elect President Trump to be curator of the Smithsonian. He doesn't want to do that. What he wants to do with our museums that are taxpayer funded is make them educational, informative, and not rewrite history. And he wants to do with them what he's done with the universities, what they're doing with every agency and department.
Listen to what Kellyanne says. She says Trump doesn't want to be the curator of the Smithsonian. Actually, he put out a tweet saying that that's exactly what he wants to do. She says he wants to make our museums educationally informative and not rewrite history, except Trump's the one who's saying, we're playing up too much that slavery was bad. We really need to stop doing that at the museums. It's Trump who's trying to rewrite history. We are sort of in an environment here where they are now regularly defending Trump on the basis that they actually should be attacking him. That's how backwards things have become. And it's interesting because if you pay attention to right-wing media, and Fox's The Five is an interesting one because they actually do have one left voice, Jessica Tarlov, who's there to push back a little bit. So it's not a completely uncontested echo chamber. They are now often conflicting in their defenses of Trump. You often hear defenses of Trump now that couldn't both possibly be true. In other words, Trump's good because he's getting involved in something and good because he's staying out of it. That's a classic one. It's great that Trump got involved here. It's great that Trump's not getting involved here. And these sort of incoherence, these sort of inconsistencies are really common when the primary prism through which political support is established isn't an adherence to policy. It's not, well, listen, Kellyanne Conway, for her, immigration, tax policy, and NATO are really important. Here's what she believes. And as long as Trump adheres to what she believes, I know you're hearing that and going, what are you talking about, David? It's just a cult. That's all it is. And that's the point. When the support is based on personality and the leader is seen more of as a pseudo deity cult leader type than just an elected official where let's try to get them to do things we think are good for the country and good for the world, you end up with these completely inconsistent positions from people like Kellyanne Conway. So extraordinarily triggering, but nothing compared to the level of trigger that is happening as a result of what's going on with Gavin Newsom.